So today we're going to start chapter 5, and chapter 5 is about ratios, and ratios are comparisons of two things. So before we start though, I just want to make this clear. You know, I make these videos to try to help you guys, but sometimes if my videos are not good enough, please feel free to go back in the chapter. There in every math assignment we do, there's a part that says lesson. And that lesson you can read through and try to gain more information about what I'm teaching you. I'm skipping over the lessons and I'm kind of explaining it in a way that makes sense to me and hopefully makes sense to you. But if it doesn't, make sure you go back and review those things to try to check to make sure that it makes sense. So, what is a ratio? A ratio is a comparison of two things. So when you look at like what we have here, we're doing 4 through 9 today. So I'm going to start with number 6 just because it's visual, and it's a little simpler to kind of see the relationship between ratios. It says write the ratio and explain what the ratio means. So here's what we're doing. So it says frogs to turtles. So if you look at this description here, if you look at this illustration here, there are 2 frogs and then 5 turtles. So what we're doing is we're finding the mathematical relationship between frogs and turtles. So if we look at frogs, there are 2 frogs, and it says frogs to turtles. There are 2 frogs, and we illustrate a ratio, or we write a ratio with a colon. That means 2. So 2 frogs to 5 turtles. Okay. This would be how we would write the ratio. Now, this would be 2 frogs to 5 turtles. You don't have to write this down. I'm just kind of showing you. Now, one of the things you need to realize is depending on how they ask you for it, so this said frogs to turtles, it has to be 2 to 5. It can never be, there is no distributive property here. We can't flip-flop them. There is no associative property. We can't flip-flop them. 2 frogs and 5 turtles. If we did 5 to 2, that would be like saying that there's 5 frogs and 2 turtles, and there's obviously not. So the order of the ratio is dependent on what you're looking at or what you're being asked about. So let's look at number 4. It says for each lion there are 7 giraffes. So for each lion, so for one lion, there are 7 giraffes. So 1 to 7. For every one lion, there are 7 giraffes. So this is lions, this is giraffes. Okay, and so that's what a ratio is. It's a relationship between 2 different things. So like basketballs to soccer balls, or pants to shirts. So let's do one more. I'm going to do number 9 with you, just because it's kind of tricky. And I don't want you to be tricked just because you didn't pay careful enough attention. So this says shirts to pants. So these are the shirts and these are the pants. So it's important that you not say 2 pants and 1 shirt, because if you look, there are 3 shirts here. If you look, there's 3 pants here and 4 pants here. So you gotta do the whole thing. So shirts. There are 1, 2, 3 shirts here. 2, which is a colon. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 pants. So you might put shirts and pants. Okay, and explain what the ratio means. It means that there are 3 shirts and 7 pants. That's what the ratio is. At this point, ratio is just telling how many of a thing there is. So there's how many basketballs, how many soccer balls. For every 5 seats, there are 4 fans. So 5 seats, 4 fans. How many pencils? This is how many calculators. This is how many pencils. This is how many shirts. This is how many pants. Okay, so you do the remaining 3 problems, and we'll go over it tomorrow in class.